Hi everyone. Today I want to talk about why Etsy search is not what you think it is and why you really need to stop talking and thinking about ranking on Etsy, because rank is not permanent on Etsy. It hasn't been permanent for a few years, but it's really not permanent now. And we really need to start talking about where you show up in Etsy search, because it's going to be different for every person who is searching on Etsy. Now, before I get started, if you're subscribed to my other channel, I'm moving my tutorials to this channel. So subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss more tutorials. Just wanted to let you know about that. Let's get into this subject now though. Now, I've talked about this before, and I don't know if I used this example before, but I definitely didn't here. And let's think about Etsy as a club. Okay, we're going to the club. We all want to get into the club. Now, are you going to get into the club? Maybe the bouncer will let you in. Maybe it's a club that anybody can walk into, but we know that that's not true because it's the first page of Etsy search. And you need to be a little cagey and selective about how you present yourself in order to get into the club. So the way that entry works is first you need to be selected to get in. Now, this is really the first phase of Etsy search. Etsy has three phases. Well, I kind of divide it into three phases. There's the first phase of search, which is where they choose the top 1,000 most relevant listings based on what that customer has typed into the search bar. So they're only ranking out of everything on Etsy. They're only taking those ranking factors and applying it to 1,000 listings. So your keywords are what get you into the club. Okay, so the keywords are important. You need the right keyword, and changing an order of a keyword can make you more or less relevant. That's how search engines work. If you're not in those first 1,000 listings, you're just going to be sitting back on page 23 and above, and nobody is going to look back there. So to get into the club, you want to be in that first 1,000 listings. However, how many listings are on the first page of search? It's like 48. I think it depends on how many ads they decide to put on the first page of search, and it's not 1,000. Whatever it is, it's not 1,000. So just because you're selected to be in that group in the first wave of Etsy selecting the most relevant listings, it doesn't mean you're going to be on the first page of search. So that first sweep of 1,000 listings will get you into the club, right? But you want to be in the best part of the club, which is the first page of search. The second phase of this is where Etsy kind of starts to layer those ranking factors on, and that's things like how many favorites does the listing have? How many times is it sold? Has it been sitting there for a long time with nothing happening to it? Does anybody look at the pictures? Where are you located? That's part of it. Is it a good picture that makes people click through from search? That's part of it. Do you have free shipping? That's not, again, not such a huge factor, but all of these things are just little pieces of the puzzle, and they all add up to decide where you're going to show up in search results. In other words, where are you going to be sitting in the club once you do get inside? Now, a big part of this, when you're thinking of the factors that get layered onto your listing and will kind of make it show up on the first page of search, is how do you improve those ranking factors? There are things that you can control and there are things that you can't control, but the things that you can control are things that you should be working on, because that will help you get a better seat inside the club once you do get in. Part of this is making sure that people interact with your listing, because that's a big part of the kind of categorizing how people work, how people respond to your listing. And that's why a lot of people say when you list something on Etsy, you need to advertise it right away, because that'll get it in front of people and then they'll interact with it, and then it kind of pushes the process along. You can do that. It doesn't work all the time, because a lot of times you're going to lose a lot of money that way. And it's great if you're getting interaction, because that will affect the listing quality. That'll help the listing quality if things are being clicked on. But Etsy isn't stupid as far as knowing that ads are interacted with differently than regular organic listing results. So I would just be careful assuming that just clicks on ads are going to benefit you the same way that an organic search click would. But ads are one way, and it's really time versus money. So if you want to pay for ads, I don't, because they don't work for me. I just lose money on them because Etsy charges me so much and my profit margin doesn't cover that. So I'm not interested in using Etsy ads. But my shop is more established, and that's another ranking factor. It's like, how long has your shop been on Etsy? How long has it had a history of sending things out promptly? How many sales has it had? That's part of the listing quality, and your shop quality score is part of those ranking factors. So just be aware that your keywords are not the only thing that determine where you show up in search. There's a lot more that goes into it, and the keywords are that first, let's get you into the club or not, and after that, other things take over. Now, keywords are still important in this section though, because depending on how close a match it is, or whether all the words are in your title or some are in your tags or whatever, Etsy's going to put you in a different section of the club. And that would be like the first page versus page 21, where nobody's shopping. Nobody's looking at page 21. So a lot of this is based on interaction with customers. A lot of it is based on your keyword order. And that's why you need to do keyword research. But keywords are not the only thing at this point that will get you into the right section of the club, because there's another layer to this. And what Etsy has been doing recently, and I say recently, like within the last 2 or 3 years, is they've used multiple search engines that do different things. And all those search engines work together to decide what to show customers on the first page of search, which would be the VIP area of the club. And that's where you want to be. What I think of as the third part of this search algorithm is, who are you going to hang out with in the club? Okay, so you've gotten into the club. That's the first sweep. You kind of know what section you're going to be in, because Etsy has kind of categorized you and has said, okay, we're going to put you in this page or this page or this page, based on your quality score, other factors, and there's a lot that goes into that. But now you have to decide, once you're there, who are you going to hang out with? And that would be what customer is going to be interacting with your listing. This really doesn't have a whole lot of stuff that we can do to influence this, because it's about the customer's behavior. And this is why I say you can't say rank and think of rank as something permanent that doesn't move around. Now, once a listing has a history, it's very likely that it will show up on the first page regardless of who's searching for it, because Etsy knows that it has a history of selling. And it will probably be shown for multiple keywords, so it'll get more sales, and it just is a snowball that's rolling downhill and getting bigger. But before that point, you really need to kind of think about who is going to be interacting with your listing, and sort of try to target the photography that way, target your keywords that way a little bit. But there's not really a whole lot that you can do at this point, because Etsy's algorithm is now taking over, and it's saying, all right, this person looked at these 3 things. This person looked at 2 out of those 3 things. So maybe this person would like the same things that this person did, because they're looking at similar things. So let's show this person that 3rd thing that this person looked at, because they might also like it. You have no control over that kind of thing, but that's what Etsy does. It's looking at customer interaction. It's looking at customer behavior. It's showing people things that it thinks is something that that person would like. Now, you can easily see this if you go to Etsy in an incognito browser where you're not signed into your account. Look to see what they show you when you do a generic search. Just search for, I don't know, teapots. Search for teapots, right? And see what comes up. Then do a few clicks and searches and that kind of thing on that account without being signed in. And then go back to Etsy's homepage to see what they're showing you now. And it's going to be different from what they showed you when you first got to the platform, when they didn't know anything about your behavior. When Etsy starts looking at the customer's behavior, they start showing them different things in search. And then if you go back to your account where you're signed in and you search for teapots, you're probably going to see similar things. But if you click on different things, it's going to start showing you different things. So it's not just based on the keywords and the listing quality score kind of things. It's based on the customer's behavior, and you really don't have much control over whether a customer likes the color blue or the color green better, or whether they're cheap or whether they like to buy expensive things. That's not really anything that we can control, but it's a big factor in who you're hanging out with in the club. And this is why you can't say, I'm ranking on the first page. There is no permanent rank, because everything is based now on what the customer individually is looking for. So what are we supposed to do with this information? Well, every time I go back to my classes and I say I need to kind of look at the SEO sections to see if I need to update anything, I don't generally, because I don't do SEO in a tricky way, right? I just tell the search engine, this is what this thing is. These are the attributes of it. This is who it would be for, and this is what it would be for. And if you do that, you don't need to worry about changing things every 10 minutes. It doesn't help. You need to just leave your listings alone. Once you do your basic keyword research to find out the best word order, leave that in there and then just leave it alone and see what happens to it. If nothing happens to it and you're not getting any views, then you probably have chosen the wrong keywords to match up with what normal people are searching for. And I say normal meaning not people who sell online like us, because we tend to overthink things. We might go in and find the best keyword we've ever seen. It's got low competition, and it says it has high search and engagement, and you put it on your listing, and that picture just doesn't resonate with people who are searching for that, so they don't click on it, and then Etsy stops showing it because nobody has interacted with it. There are so many different things that go into this. There's not a way to pinpoint one thing that is going to make your listing sell or not. And Etsy does a lot of tests. They move a lot of things around, and they're always trying things out. So some days your sales might be great and some days they might not be. Now, the other factor, and I'll say this is a bonus factor, this is the bonus factor that people don't talk about in all of these How Etsy Search Works videos, and it just came to my mind now, is how long has your shop been around? And I did mention this before, so I guess I talk about it. But there are people who, like myself, have been on Etsy for a really long time. I generally don't drive social media traffic. I don't do my own traffic to my Etsy shop. Etsy basically does the traffic for me because my shop is so old and my shop has a history, and Etsy knows who to show my listings to. But if your shop is newer, you're going to have to drive your own traffic to get that interaction going. And that is more important now than ever, because it used to be that a lot of traffic came from Etsy search. But right now, the way that the search engine is working, the keyword principles haven't changed. But the way that Etsy search works has changed because they've added this extra layer of the customer interaction and showing people different things based on what they search for on the platform. And people will ask me, which ones of your SEO videos are still relevant? All of them, because I have never done anything tricky. I don't do, tips and tricks for SEO. Just be accurate, tell the search engine what my listings are, and I tell the search engine who they're for and what they would be for. And so I don't need to go back and change things. But because my shop is so old on Etsy, I have that history, and that's what Etsy is looking at. So if you don't have that history, if your shop is less than 5 years old, let's say, you probably need to drive your own traffic because you need to get that customer interaction going to get it started, so that Etsy will invite you into the club and let you sit in the VIP lounge and let you hang out with the right people. So give this video a thumbs up, and I will talk to you later.